Hey everybody, my name is Kaeleya Rayne and I am an intuitive business coach and I work with women and who are in business and I help them get out of their own way and discover and uncover that hidden game, that hidden inner game that shows up in their business. And then I help them create a roadmap so that they can strategically move beyond it and take action in such a way that what hasn't been possible previously becomes possible. I help them develop businesses that they love while earning more income. So I want to talk to you about something that's really important, and it's a simple way of looking at things, and I want you to get it so badly. And I was watching something, and I see this show up in my life all over the place because I'm watching for it, I'm looking for it, which is a big piece of things, right? Being the person who's looking for data, looking for proof to support beliefs. That's what we do when we're human, right? We're looking for proof. We can't help it. It's what we do. We can stop it. We can get in the way of it, but we are natural proof finders. So I like to work it so that we're doing that in such a way that serves us. And so I'm regularly looking for proof to support the things that I want to and have, designed to kick shit to the curb, to build blocks as stepping stones as opposed to blocks as obstacles, right? Building blocks as stepping stones as opposed to obstacles, right? Turning every obstacle into a stepping stone on purpose. And so one of the things that I use this in my business all the time with my clients is this reminder of how we are nature. We are nature, right? That may push some of your buttons listening to this, depending on your doctrine. But we're not these like anomalies that just like popped up here. We are nature. We have a very similar flow to trees. We have cycles. We experience different mood swings depending on the structure of the planets. I mean, most of us know what it feels like to be affected by a full moon. It just is what it is. There's all kinds of scientific data to back that up. But here's the thing that I watched that just like really moved me so deeply for all of us today to listen to is what's called a trophic cascade. And it's talked about in the video that I copied a link to in the post just before this. And it's about these, this study that was done and this recognition that occurred, this amazing recognition that occurred called trophic cascade, right? Around wolves who were reintroduced into Yellowstone in 1995 and the resulting effects that occurred because these predators were reintroduced. They hadn't been there in 70 years, almost 70 years. A lot of problems had begun to occur despite human intervention. The lands were being overgrazed. They couldn't keep up on the population of deer. A lot of the songbirds and other animals had moved out because they're going to go where the food source is, whether they're predators or prey. They're going to go where the food source is. And what I'm talking about in relation to human beings here is internally. This game that you're living, this life that you're living, it's always going to be lived in between the 6 inches, right, in between your ears. It's an inner game. Life is an inner game. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Life's an inner game, period, okay? So when you're running a business, you better have your inner game on, flipped to the on position. When you recognize, and this is why I use that example of what happened in Yellowstone so powerfully, it so powerfully exhibits what I want to prove to you here and show you and light up for you, is that when you take charge and prey on the shit that's overrun within your thinking, within your boundaries, within your capacity to take action, those limiting frickin' beliefs that get in your way, that loosey-goosey accountability bullshit that people deal with. I said I do it. I'm not even going to show up for that. Not going to do it, not going to do it, not going to do it. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. No one's holding me to it, right? That bullshit accountability. And then that in and out desire pattern, right? Wanting something that you don't know you can have And then getting closer to it and closer to it and closer to it, and the burning desire starts to shift, right? Depending on what your blueprint is, right? Sometimes people want things they can't have. So they want it, want it, want it, want it. And when they start to manifest it, they move back from it, right? Or there's the people who don't want to desire it. Their desire button is in the toilet. It's flooded. It's being flushed. It's not in action. It's not in use, because if they don't think they can have it, and a lot of my clients have been in that position, and I've seen so many people say a big fat yes to that, that if they don't think they can have it, they don't even want it because it hurts so damn much, right? Here's the point. The point is that you have to take leadership of what's going on in here, in your heart, in your soul, in your body. And when you do, you experience abundance. You experience healing. Things begin to grow within yourself. It is not a barren wasteland of, overproduced actions, right? So it's like doing the same thing over and over again that doesn't work. Trying too damn hard instead of just getting right to the point, being effective, learning how to make decisions effectively and efficiently. What we're talking about here is that the inner machine, the inner ecosystem begins to shift. It goes from one that is barren and, weak and limited and thin as far as nutrients and resources go, into this thriving, full experience. And when you start looking at yourself in the mirror and you see somebody who is there for you no matter what, who has your back no matter what, who's going to kick the shit to the curb that's going on in between these two ears, life begins to thrive. So many things begin to happen, and that's the point, right? The point here is that when you start taking charge, when you start consciously leading your life, life starts to unfold. Next level thoughts begin to become open to you. You unlock next level thought and action. And when you unlock next level thought and action, shit begins to happen. Transformation begins to happen. Healing begins to occur. And a shift, a physical shift is experienced in your world. Things start to come to you more easily. Now, here's the point that I want to make. Taking charge, right? That's what begins to happen when you take charge and you kick the shit to the curb. But there's all these trickle down effects that occur that you can't even see yet. And one of the biggest things that I want to leave you with is this recognition that it takes time. Give yourself the time, invest in yourself. Sometimes I'll talk to a client who's a potential client and they want a quick fix. And I totally get it, but it doesn't work. Like, don't try to come up with a cheap solution for an expensive problem, right? Don't sell yourself short. Invest in yourself. Give yourself time to make the shifts to your inner ecosystem, right? Give yourself time. You're trying to make this monumental life shift when you're going from, barely showing up for your business, or you have your business, but it's not really satisfying you either financially, or it's not meaningful enough for you, or you recognize that there are major gaps in your game. And something's got to give. And it's always in the leadership. It's always going to be in the leadership, period, which means you. So learn how to give yourself time to grow, time to expand, to thrive. Invest in yourself. Learn how to invest in yourself. I'm super high invested in myself. I have an amazing team of people that support me really deeply. So does my husband, who runs a business. We've learned the hard way to try to do it ourselves, coming up with cheap solutions for really expensive problems. And so we really just refuse to do it anymore. And so we just really deeply invest in our inner game. I just want to leave you with a blessing for the path that you're here to walk. A lot of you who are watching this video now or later really matter. Your voice matters. What you have come here to do and be has a trickle effect to people you may never ever know or ever meet in your life. In other words, when a woman stands up and claims her life, claims mental freedom and financial freedom, other women benefit. Other women have the courage to stand up. They have the courage to stand up and ask for more and create more and stay steady and allow for things to grow and learn how to invest in themselves and get the support that they need. It matters, right? It happens all the time, where I'll have a client say, someone made this comment to me, or I'll get an email from somebody, or somebody will say something like, thank you for what you do, because it gave me the courage to stand up, to make the difference, to ask for more. Learn how to ask for what you want. You deserve it. And wrangle the bullshit, wrangle the inner bullshit, take charge, be willing to prey on the inner bullshit. Everything begins to change and thrive for you when you are in charge. Lots of love from here, and I'll speak to you guys later. Blessings.